All right, so far I've written about 5 motions. One request verbally, which I was about to write a motion for, was the change of date to bring it up from September, and then they chose July. I mentioned that verbally at the clerk of court's office, and then I didn't really follow up on it. I guess I got distracted, but they emailed me. They have emailed me a new date, and then also the paperwork for the indigency request. I guess that's kind of a motion, but not quite. That's been settled now. The judge decides that I am rich enough to afford all their legal fees. So there's, like I mentioned, five motions, and they have a problem with having it done through email, but they have no problem with giving me paper and then letting me use their pen. And all I simply do is put everything on my phone, go down there, and then copy it. I don't write it out I don't write it out anywhere else. I just do it while I'm there. So I've been doing quite a lot of writing here. Discovery request, and two motion, and one motion I wanted to withdraw, and that was the indigency request to waive the $35 fee, because I got that form. But these are all handwritten, and I'm keeping them for right now. They have copies. I looked on the computer. I could see that there's copies available. But this is the first time I've actually had to write out my motions. And that's fine, because it's not like I wrote it the first time. I'm writing it for the first time, copying it onto paper, because I'm just pretty much, if they're gonna be hard on me, if they're going to they're lowering their standards, because I'm not following any format with this, except for what ChatGPT suggests. But I'm copying what ChatGPT is telling me to write verbatim, pretty much. I'm given the argument I want to make and as much information as I could think of, and it's not always eloquent. I'm just like, I want to file a motion for discovery, make sure that you put in body cams and police reports, make sure I want to see the policeman's training and discipline records, and then make a discovery request, and it does it in its own format. So what the court's doing is having me practice ChatGPT's format, because they're not insisting on any formats. And pretty much the meat of it is the arguments, is the requests. And that's this initial phase. My first court hearing is next week, and it's all about just discovering what they have that they're going to use as evidence against me. And as we have seen with Alec Baldwin, that if you don't get all your evidence, a judge can just dismiss the case for lack of evidence. And apparently it was something to do with bullets. They didn't have the right bullets or something, and so the judge dismissed a serious charge just based on the ammunition. So I want to make sure, I want my prosecutor to succeed. I want my prosecutor to do a good job, and I'm trying to insist on that with this. I'm trying to give them another chance to rewrite the ticket properly based on what the ordinance says. And that's the weird thing about this, is between my first hearing is going to be for West Milwaukee on, I think, Tuesday the 16th, and then I'm focusing mostly on this in Outagamie the 17th. But really, a lot of what I've been learning now about forfeiture law, I can apply to West Milwaukee. I'm kind of transferring some of that knowledge, because I was actually just sitting on West Milwaukee, not really learning any more about forfeiture law. But then Sergeant Outagamie comes by and forces me to learn more about forfeiture law, more than I intended to present in the Milwaukee, in the West Milwaukee court on Zoom. I'm not driving back to West Milwaukee. They don't even let you drive. So that's the weird thing. I have to do Zoom through West Milwaukee. It's like there's no there's no in-person appearances for their court, but this is municipal court. But I have to appear for Outagamie court. I don't even know if there's a Zoom for that. I just decided to stick around because I had to go back and forth anyway. You can't email. I could email with West Milwaukee. I emailed some documents. I never emailed a motion for bill of particulars with West Milwaukee. I was just like, whatever, I'll wait till the court hearing and see what they have to say. It's municipal court. They got lower standards. They got a smaller jurisdiction with fewer like the municipal courts have fewer responsibilities. So we'll see. But I got to take this Outagamie case a little bit more seriously. But it's not standard that you got to write it out. This is an Outagamie thing within Wisconsin. It could be for other places too. I don't know. I don't get arrested everywhere, but all the other places, even in Natchitoches, Louisiana, I could still file email. I could still email motions, and they would accept them. And if they required me to write them out, I could do that. I mean, any way it takes. I mean, this writing it out takes a little bit extra time. If they think that inconvenience is something that's going to slow down my motions, well, not quite, but it definitely it lowers the standard for formatting a little bit. But I'll still put out the same motions whether I email them or have to write them down. So, I mean, this is Outagamie's choice. I mean, I write pretty good. I write readable words. I'm not the fastest writer, so I'm kind of a careful writer. But they stamped it too, so you can't stamp it if it's in an email. So you got to do it with paperwork. Their papers. And I'm glad that they're able to give me papers, because I'd be writing it on toilet paper if they didn't give me, or no, they got pretty good they got pretty good paper towel. I'd take paper towel from the bathroom and write on that if they wouldn't give me paper. It comes down to getting it getting the arguments somehow to them, and then they scan it and then put it electronically into the system onto CCAP, and then everybody could see that. Well, if you go to the courthouse and then look up my name, you can't see it from home. So I mean, I want all my motions addressed at the first hearing. I mean, these aren't arguments. I'm not making any arguments. If I have to make arguments to reason for discovery, if I have to give them reasons why I need discovery, I'm prepared to do that. Thanks to ChatGPT, thinking of some good arguments. Yeah, this is pretty much a discovery and a financial status type of situation. So that's about it. And now I just wait.